let's do some Christmas party makeup. I'm going in first of all with some micellar water and some pads just to cleanse the skin. Next I'm using the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. This is going to hydrate the skin and act as a lovely base for the rest of the makeup. Next I'm going in with NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Barcelona. I'm working it into the skin using a flat foundation brush, and then I'm going to go back over with a beauty blender, and that's just going to stamp it further into the skin and give a more flawless finish. Next I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury sculpting brush, and I'm using the iconic London multi-use palette in the 2 lighter shades, and I'm using it to conceal under the eyes and sculpt the face. I'm now contouring the skin using the same palette in the darker shades. I'm working it down the nose, into the eye sockets, around the perimeter of the face and the cheekbones. I'm also using it around the lips to create a fuller lip effect. I'm going back in with my sponge just to blend it all together. Now going in with the Peaches and Cream buffing brush to blend out my contour. Working in circular motions and lifting the product up towards the face rather than downwards. Blending it through the eye socket, down the nose and round the forehead. I'm now going in with this new product from MAC called Skin Finish Light Struck in the shade Space Slippers. So this could be used with your foundation, under your foundation or over the foundation. I'm then going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in the shade Pinkgasm and using the same buffing brush and just blending it into the high points of the cheeks and up to the temples. I'm now going back in with the beauty blender just to make sure it's all blended. A little bit of MAC Fix Plus just to marinate it all together. Now I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Skin Finish in medium 2 just to mattify all these shiny areas. Now going in with the MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation in the shade NC 45.5, which basically works as a nice bronzer, but just gives a little bit extra coverage. And I'm just working it into the same areas that I did the contour Now going in with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake in the shade Pound Cake, and I'm using a powder puff just to buff it under the eye. It's a bit of a safety net because I'm about to do the eye makeup, so if anything falls out, it lands on the powder rather than on the skin. So it's just a little bit of protection for when I do the eye makeup. I'm going in with Patrick Ta palette, and I'm using the shade Non-Negotiable, which is more of a kind of cream shadow. So I'm using this as the base as my eyeshadow. I'm using a medium flat brush to lay on this product, and I'm just lightly buffing it over the eye. And then I'm going in with a more fluffy brush just to buff it out even more and bring it up higher onto the eye. And just keep blending till you get it exactly how you want it, just bringing it out the corner of the eye and creating a nice shape. I'm then going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Sensual Sunset palette, and I'm going in with shade 3, which is a nice warm bronzy tone, and I'm using another buffing brush now just to blend that out from dark to lighter and getting into the inner corner of the eye and down the nose, just to help create a more contoured effect. I'm then going in with the darker shade with another flat brush, and I'm just pressing it onto where I put that cream eyeshadow. This is just going to intensify the darkness and help stop the cream shadow from moving around the eye. And I'm just lightly dusting it to the outer corners of the eye and blending it all together. I'm going back in with that gel shadow, and I'm using it for underneath the eye. Again, using the cream is going to stop it from getting onto the rest of the foundation, so it acts as a base for your eyeshadow to stick to. I'm then going in with the Kylie Cosmetics matte brown gel pencil. I'm now going back in with the Charlotte Tilbury palette in the shade Diamond Dimension, and I'm just pressing it onto the lid with my finger, which helps to make it more sparkly. Just pressing it on just to give that lovely festive finish to the eye. I'm then going back in with a fluffy brush underneath the eye just to soften out that line. Next up, I'm just buffing out under the eye and getting rid of all that excess powder. Now that the eyes are done, going in with the shade Dainty from MAC, which is one of my absolute favourites. And we're just adding a little bit of extra pink pop to the cheeks. Then going in with the highlighter from MAC in the shade Oh Darling, and I'm popping it onto the high points of the face just to give the skin a little bit extra luminosity. I'm brushing up the brows now, and I'm going to use the product Glossier Brow Flick in the shade Brown. This is more of an eyebrow pen, and I'm just going to draw in tiny little hair strokes just to give a much fuller finish to her already gorgeous brow. I'm using the eyebrow pen as well just to create a few little faux freckles, which gives a lovely fresh and youthful finish to the skin. Next up, I'm using the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, which has become a favourite of mine recently. My daughter Isabella loves it, and I've copied her. I'm going in with the Tatty lashes now, and these are individual ones. So I'm going to pop them on the outer corners of the eye just to give an extra little bit of drama to the eye. Now I'm going in with the lip liner pencil in the shade Bite Me from Morphe. Then I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Contour, and that's in the medium shade. And to finish the lips, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy, which has become a firm favourite of mine as well. It's gorgeous on, it gives a lovely sparkle It's a bit of a kind of hybrid between a lipstick and a gloss. But just to create a little extra, I'm going to add a little bit gloss over the top of this as well. This is the Danessa Myricks Clear Gloss. And to finish this look today, I'm going in with the Beautiful and Bronzed Body Gloss. And I'm using quite a dense brush just to work it through the skin. And it just gives a lovely radiant glow. It just looks gorgeous. It gives this kind of blurred effect on the skin as well. And this is the finished look, guys. A fun and festive party makeup for the Christmas season. I hope you enjoyed watching the tutorial and maybe picked up some tips. And let me know if you're going to go for this makeup look over the Christmas period. It's pretty easy to do, and hopefully you've enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you in the next one. Merry Christmas!